Over a year ago, I exclusively told you that there were concerns over at Amazon, that Mike Hopkins, Jennifer Salke's boss, had concerns that MGM was not being used effectively. Are we now seeing the signs, after Jennifer Salke's removal, of a new administration over at MGM and Amazon, and signs that we might be moving forwards with things like Stargate that we really want? Welcome to the Tachyon Pulse podcast.
Our Tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
So, Jennifer Salke is leaving her post, or has already left her post, over at Amazon MGM as the head of the studio. Mike Hopkins has become more involved in the day-to-day running, and the heads of TV and movies are now far more in control of what goes on. We told you exclusively over a year ago that Mike Hopkins was already very unhappy with Jennifer Salke and was basically concerned that the MGM IP that they spent $8-something billion making and buying was not being utilised very well. And obviously, this channel and our sister scitrek channel was talking about Stargate on that a lot. That is a story we have followed from the beginning, that we have been able to drop you exclusive after exclusive on, and that has been delayed and delayed. And we've also been able to tell you exactly why along the path that it has been delayed. But there have been a few things in the last few days that do look quite good. There are some interesting situations with the Rings of Power and the Lord of the Rings that actually the rights for that may be up for sale, that actually it looks like Amazon may be trying to cash out of the Rings of Power and maybe not make the full 5 seasons that they were planning to, because the first season was, even though it was very, very successful, it's got the most successful thing that Amazon have ever done, at least the first few episodes were. It's the second season was a little bit more of a fizzle, and it's not getting the hours that would really be needed for the cost. So it looks like, and this isn't definite, but it looks like they may be trying to get out of it and trying maybe to recoup some of their losses. But more importantly, the Wheel of Time has been cancelled. We had 3 seasons, and to be honest, I've never really talked about this series very much because, for one, I tried to watch it and couldn't. I watched about, 2 episodes, I think. I had my concerns immediately. If you go back and watch the start of Wheel of Time, it's sort of like, I generally didn't know what the bloody hell was going on. It felt like a really cheap 1980s movie, but not good. It felt like, like Beastmaster or Red Sonja or something. That's what it felt like to me. Not a very good. It had a voiceover thing that sounded just cheap, and I don't know. The dialogue was a bit weird, but apparently, I'm told it got a lot better. Our friend, old American, over on scitrek, Stormy, is a big fan of the show. He loved the books as well. And he says, no, it got much, much better as it went along. But they lost me very early on. As far as I'm aware, and I've only looked at this very quickly, but as far as I'm aware, the viewing figures have never been very good. The hours have never been very good. And I'm told by the people I get to speak to over at Amazon and MGM that this was very much a Jennifer Salke project, that she basically kept it going. Again, her plan of sort of supporting female writers, directors, etc., etc., was one of the main reasons that Wheel of Time was allowed to continue, and that she supported it so wholeheartedly. With her gone, one of the first things we can do is get rid of that show. And it's been done. We've got 3 seasons and no more. But is there moving forward with things like Stargate? Well, I've not heard anything new for a little while, I have to admit. It has gone very quiet. Now, I don't want to tease you here, but I was actually always told, and if you're regular sci-tracker, you'll remember me saying this, that just before something was announced on the show that we could expect it to go very quiet. They're actually saying that they lock things down. Once they've sort of gone, we're doing that, they lock it down, and rumours do stop until you start getting casting a lot of the time, or directors things. As soon as they start casting, everything's out of the bag. They cannot keep it secret. Actors just talk. They just do. So it could be that they are going to push forward. Now, I've been told repeatedly that they were going to push forward with a movie and that it would be announced by the end of the year. But there is a new administration in town. There is a new sheriff. And we don't quite know what they're going to do. We never expected Wheel of Time to be cancelled. We just didn't. It was one of the shows that they supported a lot under the Amazon banner. But it's gone. The new boss has obviously pulled that trigger. I'm actually told a lot that Mike Hopkins is very much he listens to what the people are saying and he just pulls triggers. He just gets it done. He just goes, right, we're doing this, boom, and it just gets done. Jennifer Salke apparently was not quite that way. She would talk and change her mind and flip-flop quite a bit. Like, to be honest, we saw with Stargate quite a lot. Should we do a series? No, let's do a movie. Should we do a movie? No, let's do a series. Should we have this? No, let's do. Should we do a continuation? No, maybe. And we just went backwards and forwards over and over again. Mike Hopkins apparently is not that kind of guy. As soon as they have the capacity to do something, if we're going to do it, they will just do it. He will greenlight it. He will instruct, I think her name's Courtney Valentini, who's the head of movies, to just get on with it, and she will get on with it. It does feel like there is a little bit of hesitation at the moment because there are things like the Trump threats to start putting tariffs on movies that are produced abroad. My understanding was this movie would always be filmed in Britain and Poland, and the special effects and things would be done in Germany. That was the plan. This was the plan for the movie idea that was supposed to go forward before the strikes and just got delayed because of that. And then Jen Salke just pushed it to the back of the filing cabinet since then and prioritised other projects. So assuming that was still the plan, and I was told it was, there is a hesitation at the moment that by the time they got something in production and then, basically on screens, if those tariffs come in, that it could cost the production a significant outlay. The hesitation comes from they don't quite know what Donald Trump's going to do. And I think it's fair to say, whether you support Trump or not, that, and whether you think it's a good thing or not, when he decides to do something, he does it. Whether you agree with what he's doing or don't agree with what he's doing, you can't argue that the man isn't decisive. Well, he does then change his mind completely after 2 weeks, but he will do it if he thinks it's right. He just will. And the problem is, studios, like the stock market, don't like uncertainty. So we don't know what sort of impact that will have. Now, it may just be Mike Hopkins will go, we'll just shift everything to America. And we'll figure out what we think the rules are going to be, because they still will be allowed to do some things abroad under the rules they think they're going to be getting, but the bulk of it will have to be done in America. I could see them just doing that, but that will cause a delay as well, because there's going to be a capacity problem. The reason why it was going to be done abroad was because it's cheaper to do abroad, but also they just don't have the studio space in America to do everything. So you've got to pick and choose. It just depends on what a priority Mike Hopkins has. Does he prioritise Stargate? And that's the simple truth here. If he does, it'll get done. If he doesn't, it will get pushed back. I'm not hearing anything at the moment, but as always, guys, you will be the first to know if I do, because Stargate is my first love. I was always a Trekkie first, but then Stargate stole my heart. And I will keep my ear to the ground. And with the brilliant sources that I've been able to get over the years, we should be able to know something pretty quickly. Fingers crossed, let's just hope. Stargate announced by the end of the year. Let's hope. But get into the comments, tell me what you think, guys. Is there a new regime at Amazon? Are we starting to see things go in that right direction? We are getting some announcements. The new boss is in town. Are they making the right announcements? Get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our exclusive drops. Also, you can become a member of the channel, and a lot of our videos are available 24 hours before everybody else. Go check that out too. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.